Good morning. This is Jesse. We're getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot, as usual. Woo! Good time to be in the markets, alive, and being on the right side of things. So, if you're new to the live stream, awesome, welcome. If you're returning to the live stream, even better. Good to see you back. On the first half of the live stream, we'll cover Bitcoin, altcoins, stocks, anything that jumps out at us on the watch list. And on the second half of the live stream, we will cover your chart requests. So make sure to put in the ticker symbol, the asset name, the asset type. Is it crypto? Is it stock? Whatever the case may be. Mic check is good. We're good. We're good. We had the mic down for like 30 seconds yesterday. So we'll cover all of that. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is for educational purposes only, and hopefully we have a little bit of entertainment along the way. So with that, let's jump right into it. Good morning. Thank you for the reminder. I know you asked for this request yesterday, and I didn't see it till the very, very end. So I said, remind me, and you did. Thank you. We will cover it today on the second half. So stay tuned. Newell_X. Songer one. Hello. Mighty Kirk, Market Sniper in the house. Good morning. Nanol Sapao, Market Sniper in the house. Good morning. Hyperliquid, Crypto. Thank you for putting in all the details. I appreciate that. We will circle back to it, and we will jump on that chart request later. So with that, the Bitcoin bear market roadmap 5 months later. We put this chart out on October 10th. Not this exact chart with the lines, but I'm just showing the lines as what it could be, what it's been, and where it could continue to be in the future, right? So we don't have a magic crystal ball, but we do a lot of speculating, and more often than not, we are right. But we will never be 100% accurate, and you should never copy trade me. You should learn to do the charts yourself. You should learn to trust what you see in the charts yourself. So with that, here we go. Rock and roll. This is the Bitcoin weekly chart, the Bitcoin bear market roadmap. And let's pull over. I already have like a lot of the drawings. I just need to push it back over real quick. And what else? I think I'm missing a couple others, but I could just redraw the two that I'm missing. So the opportunity zone, aka buy the right dip. Everyone says buy the dip, all the way down in the bear market. Calling the bottom at $110,000. Calling the bottom at $100,000. Calling the bottom at $87,000. Calling it at $78,000. Calling it at $69,000. Calling it at $60,000, right? So we don't try to catch a falling knife. We wait for a higher probability of a reversal. It takes time for the momentum, for the higher time frame momentum to turn around, right? Imagine if you have a large ship. It takes time for the ship to get turned around. It doesn't just flip back and forth like a jet ski. And the jet ski would be like the 5-minute chart, right? It's going to flip back and forth very quickly. But when you have a large ship, maybe a cruise line ship, it takes time for the ship to get turned around, right? Not as long as it does now, but just compared to a jet ski, right? So I don't know where I'm going with this, but here we are. We put this out October 10th, and 5 months later, we never expected to be exactly the same, but there are a lot of similarities to the 2022 bear market. And so it's possible we continue to see price move down into the opportunity zone which is below the 200-week moving average. London, UK, not so sexy news, aka Lawrence. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Good to see you on here. And we haven't seen price go below the 200-week moving average yet. We haven't seen it go below yet. So that's what we're watching. How we draw this out, right? Of course. Of course. And so I'm not worried about buying the right dip. I'm not worried about it. It's going to take time. These are the two other drawings I had on there. So that's it there. Make that green. So you can see bear market lasted a year, or it was 47 months, right? And the time before that was 48 months. It's possible we see 46 months. So what thankfully the market bosses have given us bearish divergence at the top and bullish divergence at the bottom. So hopefully the market bosses give us bullish divergence at the bottom again. Wherever the bottom is, the bottom could be up here, the bottom could be here, or the bottom could be completely lower. And that's why I'm personally waiting to buy the right dip. Yes, this is the opportunity zone. Yes, historically, it has been a good time to buy when price is below the 200-week moving average. However, the one but, right? But is that if we experience a .com bubble-like crash, or if Bitcoin experiences a 2008-like crash, then I would expect Bitcoin to go much lower. So we don't know if that's going to happen or not. It could just be another 2022 type correction, and we'll be ready for it. However, however, if we are experiencing a bigger stock market crash, then I'll also be ready for it. So wherever that is, wherever they give us the bullish divergence, right? I'll be ready for it. However, the breakout plays, I'll be ready to buy the right dip. However it plays out, right? If it's longer than the 1 year, if it's shorter than the 1 year, is it a deeper correction than 2022? Is there a bigger stock market crash going on? Either way, I will be ready for it. Whether it's here, whether it's up here, right? So that's where we don't have a magic crystal ball. So that's why I personally wait for a higher probability of reversal. So, and again, that's for educational purposes. We don't know exactly how it's going to play out. That's just how I play it. And that's how I bought the right dip on January 4th, 2023. And Bitcoin was at 16,800. I caught the bottom minus 5 to 8%. That's my goal. My goal is not to catch the exact bottom. Why? Because you're going to pick every wick all the way down and you're going to be wrong. Waiting for a higher probability of a reversal, catch the bottom minus 5 to 8% is my goal. If it's the bottom minus 10 to 13%, I'm still looking good. I'm still looking good. The goal used to be to try to capture 80% of the move. So the top minus 10%, the bottom minus 10%. That equals 80% of the move. Well, I always want to get better. I always want to get better. Market Sniper in the house. J.O., let's go. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yep, we'll circle back. We'll circle back. We'll take a look. Uh, if I only get to one, if there's a lot of chart requests and I only get to one, pick one. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Dan. 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 So that's why this is all mapped out. Is the purpose is to buy the right dip, not to buy the dip the entire way down. That's my plan. That's my goal. And of course, I want it to be better than the bottom minus 10%. So now I've moved it to the bottom minus 5 to 8%. So that's trying to capture 84 to 90% of the move. Yes, I know that sounds greedy, Jesse. That sounds greedy, but we'll buy low. I will buy low and sell into FOMO. To me, that's a much better strategy. Buy low, sell into FOMO, not buy FOMO and sell low, right? That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So here we are. But first, we take quick glance at what's going on over at Market Sniper Pro. Bada bing, bada boom. You can follow us over here at Market Sniper Pro or Jesse Olson, and you can click the website. I've already done it. Click the website, check it out. Got the features over here. We only have one option, $49. We have our own charting system. We still use TradingView as a bridge. We have our own dashboard. We have our own setups. I haven't posted anything in a couple weeks just because waiting for that long opportunity. Bot suite, recorded coaching. We have 70 plus hours recorded coaching and community. We're still using Discord as a bridge as well, but we have our own online portal community, very similar to Discord. But we're still using Discord and TradingView as a bridge. But in a quick glance over here, we've got TQQQ. We've got the sniper indicators already built into our own charting system as well as on TradingView. So you can find them on TradingView or on our own charting platform. And then, of course, you could go to all and you can find trend ones, auto trend lines. These are auto trend lines. I didn't draw these trend lines. Gap detection, chart patterns. You could add it all, right? You could add it all. But if you know my thoughts on chart patterns, they probably work out about 50% of the time in the correct direction. But as far as hitting targets, I would say maybe I don't have any real data on this, but maybe the eyeball test is 30 to 35% actually hits the targets. The eyeball test recently on some of these chart patterns seems like it might be a little bit higher, but also depends on what asset you're looking at too. So I love the automatic gap detection. I don't have to draw gap lines anymore. I've drawn them for like over 6 years, and I don't have to draw the gap detection anymore. So gaps, gap, and you can see that this is TQQQQ. So of course, Bitcoin. We don't have futures on our charting system yet, so coming soon, and is another reason why we have TradingView as a bridge. But Ethereum, all that stuff. But actually, one of the best things about all of this is our screener. So it's got almost 4,100 stocks, crypto ETFs, and you could just go in and put on one filter and filter them down. A bullish divergence on PEW, but you could also go bearish divergence. Find 3 where, okay, this was a magnificent breakout, right? So the purpose of the screener is to find the breakouts before they happen and or break down, right? So you can see this one broke out LMT and broke out over here. There's a buy signal at about 466, broke out of the wedge. I did not draw these. Upward sloping 200-week moving average. Price is back above the 200. Boom. Price starting to get oversold. So buy signal, if I put on the signals over here, it'll say buy, but I just know that once the candle flips green, it's also a buy signal. So I just remove the actual signals on it. The I remove the labels on it. So you can add it back on, update, and it'll say buy signal on it. But just to keep the chart clean, I remove them, knowing that, hey, I know that the green candle is going to be a buy signal, right? So buy signal, starting to get overbought. So buying low, selling into FOMO, reversal candle, right? Doesn't mean it's going to be the top, but historically has been a good time to lock in profits, whether it's a percentage of it or not. So LMT still bullish. Uh, just as a couple examples. And so this is bearish divergence, right? So a big move up on NVFY. Bearish divergence. So huge run up, huge run up. Now there's bearish divergence and a possible lower high. So you can also change it to weekly, and you would see weekly bearish divergence. So you'd probably want to move the chart to weekly as well. Another huge run up on LPTH. So if you're looking for bullish divergence, you're looking for this kind of a move. If you're looking for bearish divergence, you're looking for the top might be in, right? Bearish divergence, BRK.B. This is how I found BRK.B is through the screener, right? So the screener, you can see that it's got the bearish divergence, and it looks like lower highs and breaking down from the automatic drawn trend lines. And I put out some targets over here. So automatic gap detection down here at 215. And so there's a pending. I don't have the signals on there, but this would be saying sell signal. It's pending red sell signal on the weekly chart because the weekly chart's not over yet, right? So the probabilities continue to increase. That BRK.B, Berkshire Hathaway, looks like it's going to continue to break down. There's longer term bearish divergence. It was getting overbought, reversal signals, all of that, right? The targets have been set. You get the 200-week moving average down here at 400. And there's a lot of reasons why price could come back down into the yellow golden box at about 350. And of course, you got the gap detection way down here at 214. It's not a huge gap, but you could also see additional gaps on the daily chart as well. So you've got a gap down here at 451. There's smaller gaps. You got a 2.6% gap up here. It's always possible it fills gaps first, right? But there it is. There it is. So that's everything that we have. We have a lot more tools coming and stuff like that, but that's the overall quick overview of it. So getting back to it, we're still going to cover Bitcoin weekly chart, not this chart, but a different weekly chart, daily chart, 2-week chart, 3-week chart, monthly chart. Just make sure we're still on track then the whole entire way, every single day that we're live streaming. So let's go over here. Let's put on a different chart. Let's keep that. And let's go here. Let's get off this. Let's go back to candles. I was just trying to give a different perspective of what it looks like on the line close. Daily chart. So still consolidating sideways on the daily chart. It took the last consolidation, bounce, relief rally, whatever you want to call it, 23%, I think, wick to wick, depending on what exchange you're looking at. But 21.44% on this exchange. Took 54 days, right? From wick to wick, 54 days, and then started to come back down. So far, I think we're at like wick to wick, or to this candle is 25 days. So could continue to consolidate sideways. We'll see what happens over here. Um, Obviously, by end of February, early March did not happen, but the target still remains, right? The target still remains, and you could even see on what was it? This chart, this chart, right? That it could consolidate for this whole entire week, all the way through Sunday. Let's say, even spike back above 72,000, and then maybe by like it's possible end of March or April finally comes down and retests the 200-week moving average, the SMA, right? Finally comes back down into this target area and hit $52,000. So it could take time. It could take time. So we don't have, like I said, we don't have a magic crystal ball. We don't, so you could also draw it like this. And there we go. Could continue to consolidate, even spike above, like I said. Give us a little fake out. And then come down, right? So that would line up with that weekly chart. So however the price action plays out, the result will most likely be the same. So it's possible it takes longer. Oh. So would look more like that. So that's what we'll continue to watch, but that's how the price action, if you want to trap additional bulls, this would be the perfect trap. Just like this one was. This was another perfect trap. Right? Breakout, buy signal, come all the way back up into the exact same two sniper targets that were hit on the retracement around the same time of 2022. The exact same two sniper targets. Then price started to reverse back around, and then we talked about, as there was a pending sell signal, bulls don't want to see a candle close below the trailing dots. Bulls don't want to see a sell signal. Bulls don't want to see a candle close below the upward. It's the same thing over here. This could set another bull trap, put in a lower high, continue down, however it plays out, and then the next move down, right? And then the next move down. So it'll be interesting to see if it plays out similar to this again, right? If you're looking at it, up, down, kind of went sideways, and then boom. So that's the daily chart. Let's switch over to the original bear market roadmap, right? So this is the chart we put on October 10th. And it still holds today. What we've been talking about is that it seems like it's ahead of schedule, right? Timing wise, it took longer to get down to this area in the last bear market. It took another month or two, right? So we saw the wick down here to, call it $60,000, depending on what exchange you're looking at. This one says under 60,000, but if I zoom in on it, it's probably 60,000. So you had the big initial drop down with the blue fractal, relief rally, and then comes down. Well, on price, you see the big move down, you see the relief rally, and then the next big move down, right? So there's a lot of similarities, even though the pricing, the price action is different this time. There are a lot of similarities. So we'll continue to watch it unfold in real time. Okay, yeah, we plan to look at NVIDIA, so we'll take a look at that. But SNDK is seems to be requested every day, so we'll skip that one today. Uh, we don't we don't need to see it every day, right? Bitcoin we need to see every day. So that's where we're at right now. That's the weekly chart, the original bear market roadmap, road trap. Uh, let's see. The 2-week chart. We're pointing at the red training dots. So still bearish, still going to take time for it to play out. 3-week chart. Red training dots, bear market. It's going to take time. You can see the red training dots even come back down to the 200-week moving average as well. But by then, price is already moving up, right? So we are already buying the dip before price got back above the training dots. It's the weekly, not so much the weekly, but the 2-week, the 3-week, and the monthly chart are very lagging. It's just we just look at it. You just look at it for the purposes of determining the overall trend. Has it confirmed that it's no longer the buy the dip season? Yes. On this 3-week chart, that happened back here at the end of October. We covered the bearish engulfing candle back in October. Many people said that's stupid. And I was showing that at least price was going to go a lot lower, similar to January 2025. But there was reason to believe that it was also similar to November 2021. And in hindsight, it was similar to November 2021. So monthly chart, not seeing a red training dot yet. The month isn't over. We could still see it if it's pushed lower. If price is pushed lower, we'll probably see a red training dot. If not, probably next month, right? But regardless, it's lagging, and you can see the red training dots. And we already had the sell signal. We already had the candles come back to the trending dots already, signaling the bear market, signaling confirmation of the bear market, right? So all lagging indicators to show the overall trend. So the overall trend is bearish. So that's all of but we do expect bounces along the way. We expect relief rallies along the way. And so what else? Let's look at Bitcoin versus the euro just to get a different perspective. You can see that it didn't make as high of a high against the euro compared to the dollar, right? And then you could see that it's already retested the 200-week SMA. It's already retested it where the dollar has not. Because, and my thesis was that it's because the dollar was crashing at the same time. Now the dollar is bullish. So Bitcoin versus the dollar, we on the next drop down, we could see Bitcoin drop even faster because the dollar is now bullish on the daily chart and the weekly chart. So Bitcoin versus gold remains oversold on the weekly chart, remains bearish on the monthly chart, and we've been talking about it. We've been covering it. We've been talking about it. Bitcoin versus gold, we've never seen in the history of Bitcoin versus gold a downward sloping 200-week SMA. We've never seen it. and we have a downward sloping 200-week SMA. That's not bullish. Oh, mic check, mic check. Good, 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 good. We're good. As long as I can see the green moving on the mic check, we are good. All right. So that's one thing that's different this time is Bitcoin versus gold. We've never seen a downward sloping 200-week moving average. Oof. What else? We've never seen a monthly close this low in the history of Bitcoin versus gold at 34 RSI. That's not bullish. That's bearish, right? Broke this 11-year trend line on RSI over here, broke through it. Broke this 7-year trend line going back 7 years, broke through it, closed below it, and could it be the bottom? It could, but in the past we saw 48 months from bottom to bottom, 47 months bottom to bottom, and if we saw 46 months, that would put us in October, right? So it could be a move similar to this, where you see the bottom and then the bottom, right? And ooh, now we're having fun, right? Now we're having fun. And what if, right? What if? What if it plays out exactly the same? What if? I'm not saying it's going to. I'm just saying what if. If so, we would see much lower prices on Bitcoin versus gold, and most likely Bitcoin versus the dollar as well. And of course, Bitcoin versus zero, and Bitcoin versus blah, 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 right? So it's possible we see something similar. And then there's that what if, however, but that this time is different and it's not going to be similar to 2022 and it becomes even more bearish. And then creates bullish divergence, meaning lower prices. And even though, and that would only be like if there was the .com bubble like correction or a 2008 like correction. Maybe that's the bottom. And then this is actually the price bottom. And it takes much longer than what we think. And then it breaks out. And you've even got a head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulders on RSI, right? Crazy talk, crazy, crazy talk, crazy speculation. That would be insane. And many people would be bearish. And what if that would be the next buy the right dip? Maybe the next, and we see it where it takes 18 months versus 12 months to find bottom and then buying the right dip, right? And if it is like a 2008 or .com bubble crash, it could be even worse. Come like this. And then this is additional bullish divergence. And this is bullish divergence, right? I mean, it could take a while. So that's why I'm not just dollar cost averaging. This is why I'm not just buying the dip the whole entire way down. What if that's the bottom and there's bullish divergence? What if this is the bottom and there's bullish divergence, right? So sometimes it takes time for the relative strength to flip around. Bearish divergence, it took a long time for that to play out. This is the peak, March 2024, November 2024 peak, January 2025, July 2025, RSI peak, bearish divergence, price still went higher all the way till October. So if you switch that around to the downside, It's always a possibility. It's something to think about and consider your strategy overall, right? So we'll see. We'll take it level by level. We're going to take it, chart by chart, all that. So stay tuned. Join us on the live streams. We do have bullish divergence on the daily chart for Bitcoin versus gold, RSI buy signal. So on the shorter terms, we might be getting a bounce on Bitcoin versus gold here, and stay neutral, right? Don't get too bearish. Don't get too bullish. Look at the charts as they are, and you know, do your best to stay on the right side of the swing trade or the investment or whatever it is, right? So you do have the indicator picking up bullish divergence. There's a RSI buy signal. Price is trying to get back above the trailing dots. We could see a bounce in the near future, but the higher time frames are bearish, so expect the bounce or the relief rally to get sold off. So that's where we're at right there. Bitcoin versus gold, weekly chart. Even if it bounced, to let the trending dots catch up, right? It's going to take time. It's going to take time. XRP weekly chart is still bearish. Ethereum, double top on the monthly chart, a lower high on the monthly chart, even though the wick took out this wick over here, right? We have a monthly chart, lower high. So this is the first Ethereum cycle ever where the monthly close did not close higher than the previous. Wicked higher, but did not close higher. So January 2018, it was $1,120. It closed above it on January 2021. Well, it never closed above it. 4,392 was the highest monthly close. 4,630-ish was the highest monthly close before that. So downward sloping 200-week moving average. That's not bullish. That's not good. A lot of reasons why we could see lower prices on Ethereum. So we'll see how it plays out. Chainlink, still in a bear market since May 2021. Downward sloping 200-week moving average. Cardano, still in a bear market since September 2021. Downward sloping 200-week moving average. Algo, same thing, November 2021. HBAR did make a new all-time high. Did have a monthly close above. So technically, it's only been in a bear market since January 2025 or November. I guess you have to go down the lower time frame. January 2025. Okay. So it's been in a bear market ever since. XLM, could say it's been in a bear market since May 2021. Epic bounce. Epic bounce. Many of the crypto assets have come back down and retested this level. That's why we have this on the chart. Many crypto assets have come all the way down and retested the all-time lows, and that's why we have this on the chart. It's possible XLM and these other altcoins do the same. Near looks like it wants to bounce. Like I said, came all the way back down and took out this level over here. And the all-time lows are still down there at about 54 cents. So daily chart is bullish as of right now. It's catching a bounce. Probably retest the weekly trending dots. But overall, it's still in a bear market. MicroStrategy still in a bear market. The canary in the coal mine for Bitcoin continues to be the canary in the coal mine. So put this fractal out. The opportunity zone but the dip could keep dipping, right? The dip could keep dipping. Adam and Eve double top pattern. Um, if the dip keeps dipping, that's why I'm waiting for a higher probability of a reversal. And if so, if it breaks out similar to last time, then I'll be ready for it, right? Then I'll be ready for it. So that's MicroStrategy. What else? We'll circle back on NASDAQ and SP 500. Gold could be, it's too early to say, but this could be a bearish engulfing weekly candle. But we still have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for gold. So we'll see. There is bearish divergence on the weekly chart. We were talking about future bearish divergence, but there is bearish divergence right now. Daily chart, we talked about, could put in that bearish divergence, or it could be a lower high. This fractal is from over here. So since the higher time frames are still bullish and ultra bullish, not ready to call it quite yet. I'm not in a gold short. I don't plan to short it because the higher time frames are still ultra bullish. So no plans to short gold. Silver down 8%, pending sell signal. Instead of the bearish divergence, this could be a lower high. We don't know yet. Could still flip back around, right? It could still flip back around. So we'll see how it plays out. But pending sell signal right now. Trading dots coming back. The dollar breaking out. Breaking news. The dollar is breaking out. Already had the buy signal. Got the wedge. Brings you all the way up to the 200-week SMA. The weekly chart had a pending buy signal. The weekly chart still has a pending buy signal. Pumped all the way up to 99.67. And we were posting this last night when it was at 98.685. It was pretty close to that. It's right where I put the finger at. And now it's gone up since then. So the dollar is breaking out. It already broke out on the daily chart. It's breaking out on the weekly chart. It's bullish on the weekly chart. Still, the week's not over yet, but still bullish. 2-week chart. Could see a pending buy signal in the near future. 3-week chart, trying to battle back above the trailing dots. Took a long time. Once it went below the trailing dots, that sell signal in February 2025, it took a long time to get back to the trailing dots. We are back to the trailing dots right now. Monthly chart, trending dots are all the way up here at 100. So that's that. But by next month, it could be down here at 100.215. Might need to take an allergy pill. So that's the dollar. Weekly chart is bullish. The 2-week chart might be bullish in the near future. The daily chart is bullish. The VIX broke out hard. This is the weekly chart. We were talking about it on every single live stream. The buy signals on the daily chart, the weekly chart, the 2-week chart, 3-week chart, monthly chart. It was coiling. It was coiling. The last buy signal over here, and then boom, shot all the way up to $28. Woo! Yup. I guess so. Daily chart. Weekly chart had that buy signal. 2-week chart had the buy signal. 3-week chart, so on and so on, right? What else? At least I'm not sneezing the whole time. Just means my desk is too dusty. Time to clean the desk. The desk is fine. It's more of like probably the keyboards and stuff. Keyboards need a little dusting. What else? What else? I think that's about it there. Let's go over the Magnificent Seven. SQQ, QQQQQQ, the inverse of the QQQs. Bearish 3x ETF is one of the only ones that's bullish right now, obviously. TQQQ, let's go to the weekly chart. Had the sell signal in the weekly chart. Get the gap. This is the daily chart gaps. And you got the weekly chart gap, right? 5.2% gap. Had the reversal candle on the TQQQQQ. It was getting overbought, just like it was getting oversold and then reversed. It was getting overbought and then reversed. And here we are. Sell signal in the weekly chart. Very wicky at the top. Bearish engulfing candle. 200-week SMA is down there near the gap. A lot of reasons why we could see price go lower. A lot of reasons why we could see price go lower. Daily chart. Bearish on the daily chart. So, yes, in case you're wondering, I'm still holding my TQQQQQQQ puts. Still. So, that's that. What else? What else? What else? What else? Apple. It's got some gaps. Microsoft. Fill this massive gap over here. That was a massive gap that was filled at 396. Got an older gap down here. Right? 1.4% though. It's not huge. You do have a bigger gap up here at 7.5% that was just filled. This one was about the same. So this gap was about the same as this gap, about 7%, right? Give or take. And we were talking about the bearish divergence. It was overbought, all of that. And here we are. Here we are. Getting oversold. Bullish divergence. These trend lines are automatically drawn. You got the bullish divergence. Pending RSI buy signal. So could be seeing a bounce on Microsoft in the near future. There's a decent sized gap. So what if that gap gets filled? There are smaller gaps up here that may not get filled for a while. NVIDIA, a lot of gaps below. A lot of gaps below. And then you got the 200-week moving average lurking all the way down here at $86 near that gap. So basically it's still the same price as July 2025 though. Tesla, we've been talking about it, the gaps, QQQQs, the gaps, SPY, the gaps, IWM, gaps, 200-week moving average, Berkshire Hathaway, right? So, what else? SMCI, still bearish below the 200-week moving average. Tesla, a lot of reasons why we can see price lower. Russell 2000, another pending sell signal. It's tough to kill a bull, as they say, because everyone is conditioned to buy the right dip. Well, no, the snipers are conditioned to buy the right dip. Everyone is conditioned to buy the dip. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip until the dip keeps dipping, right? and then they buy the dip all the way down. So Russell 2000, Google had bearish divergence at the top. It's pretty far extended away from the 200-week moving average at 162. NASDAQ futures, these targets are still valid from October 30th. So it's taken a while, but it's going through a topping pattern. This is a lower high. This is a lower high. And price came all the way back down to target 1 again. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. So got the gaps, got the phantom 200-week SMA, got the magnet, locked and loaded. Apple, bearish on the daily chart. SP 500, similar thoughts to NASDAQ. Dow Jones, similar thoughts. Netflix. Woo! If this turns out, I better get a bunch of likes. Amazon, ANF, Meta, PLTR, right? Catching a bounce, expecting a relief rally, relief rally. Microsoft, still possibility of getting a bounce, right? Before the next drop down, but still bearish on higher time frames. Of course, the SQQQQQQ over there. Let's circle back to Bitcoin and let's cover some of the chart requests. So, yeah, we're running out of time on Solana, and I think you already put a request in. Yeah. So let's see. This is a request from yesterday, but I ran out of time. So let's do this one first. Oh, this is going to be stock long. So the daily chart is still bearish. Looks like classic head and shoulders, right? Obviously, I don't think that the price target gets hit on that. It's possible, but the price target has to go down to like $11 on the weekly chart. So that would be pretty crazy. That would be another huge drop. So it's below the 200-week SMA. That's bearish. The daily chart is bearish. Started its bear market from the very top, May 2025. Bear markets typically last longer than just 293 days. Weekly chart is ultra bearish. It's never been this bearish. And it's back to the same price as it was December 2021. And can remain that way. Oh, whale alert. Ooh, 90 million. Should we check out? Whale alert. Boom. Oh, $90 million just transferred. That's cool. So, weekly chart. Ultra bearish. 2-week chart. Ultra bearish. 3-week chart is bearish. Monthly chart is bearish. So training dots are way up here at 300. So could the bottom be in? Sure. But all time frames are bearish. And it could go through a bottoming phase that takes 2 years. I've seen it take 3 years. I've seen it take 4 years. I've seen it take 5 years to go through a whole bottoming phase, and price continues to go lower. And some of the stocks never bounce back for like 3, 4, 5 years, right? So depends on what time frame you're on. On the daily chart, you do have bullish divergence, but again, everything is continuing to get sold off. Just like you had bullish divergence over here, there was a quick spike and dropped straight back down. So there's bullish divergence. It'd be trying to catch it, and it gapped up, right? So you had the bullish divergence. They didn't even give you the entry on this example. You have bullish divergence, and they gapped it and then dumped it straight back down. So, that would be considered a counter trade on the long. And with all the higher time frames that are bearish and ultra bearish right now, you'd be trying to catch a pump and dump. So it's not for me, but maybe you're on a really low time frame, like the 1 hour chart that's got bullish divergence, but there's another gap here at 117. So it just depends what you're doing. But the overall, if you're like as an investment, like all the time frames are bearish. So there you go. What else? What else? Hype. A lot of requests on hype. Okay. Or not a lot, but a couple of requests on hype. Hyperliquid. Crypto, yes, but what exchange did you want? Well, I've got this one right here. Since you didn't specify, let's do that one. So obviously we've been getting these requests already. So we had the bullish divergence. broke out, put in bearish divergence. And so that could have been it. This could be a lower high. It's too early to say. Except things look a little bit different now. Now you have the weekly chart has a pending buy signal on and is currently back above the trailing dots. So you have a close above. So you got the daily chart, bullish divergence. This could be a higher low. So if we just look at this from a neutral lens, right? It's quite possible this is bullish divergence. This is the higher probability with a higher low. A higher low. And that we could see a bigger bounce, right? You got the green trending dots. You just speak, I would, caution is the overall markets are dropping. The caution is the higher time frames are bearish on other altcoins and Bitcoin. But the weekly chart does have a pending buy signal. Won't confirm until Sunday for Pacific Standard Time. 2-week chart still bearish below the trailing dots. So it's possible you catch a bounce to the trailing dots of the 2-week chart only. 3-week chart, trailing dots are at 35. What was the 2-week chart? 36. 36. So 35, 36. Still above the monthly. So 2 higher time frames are bearish. Daily chart is bullish. Weekly chart is pending bullish. And the monthly chart is currently still above the trailing dots. So if you're playing that long or you bounce, then it would be a caution, right? It's a caution. So, but obviously if you're risking money and you're risking your own money and all of that, you're most likely having an entire plan laid out ahead of time so that if you're catching a breakout to the upside and your overall thesis is that it's going higher, and then you see the sell signals and then you see the buy signal again, right? Then you have the entries, you have targets, you have exit strategy, you have the parachute, all that stuff. Another whale alert, 62 million. Dang. Okay. 150 million in the last couple of minutes. Cool. Cool. What are we at? A little bit. We've been doing charts for about an hour, a little over. So that's hype. What else? RKLB. Rocket Lab Corporation. Is it buy the dip season? Well, it got very extended away from the 200-week SMA. 1,400%. That's multiple deviations away. Then it started to break down. And you had bearish divergence, right? Bearish divergence. And you got the weekly chart. Relative strength is leaving. Is the top in at $98? Maybe. Still holding on to the trailing dots and bullish on the weekly chart. Daily chart is trying to recapture it. 2-week chart, bearish divergence. So it's classic. It's classic of buy low, sell into FOMO. And not to pick on you, but you know, as it's going through bearish divergence on higher time frames, as prices overbought, it's like naturally people want to buy the dip, right? Naturally, because it's moved so far. It's moved 1,400% since the 3-week chart buy signal down here. 1,800%. Currently up 1,200%, right? So is it still buy the dip season? I don't know. I don't know. This was a great buy the dip season. This pullback was a great buy the dip season. This pullback was not as good, in my opinion. Now you're getting all the way up in here. I'm getting less and less confident to buy the dip. Monthly chart. Big wick. Kind of a bearish engulfing candle in the monthly chart. RSI sell signal. Again, bearish divergence on the higher time frames. Extended away from the 200-week moving average. Extended away from the trailing dots. So I prefer to get in down here and sell into this. I prefer to see the bullish divergence and the breakout happening, not over here. But to each their own. To each their own. Mike's good. Mike's good. What else? NVIDIA covered it. Yep. Solana. I think we can cover that. Yeah, we covered this. We covered it. Solana. Yeah, let's do Solana. We get a lot of requests on that, and I don't cover it as much as I once did. No particular reason why. I'm not anti Solana. I'm just saying that I don't cover it as much. What exchange? USD. All right, we'll do Coinbase. Yep, bear market. Monthly chart is a bear market. Monthly chart had bearish divergence. Monthly chart had a lower high. Cool. So yeah, bear market. You can see here bearish divergence, lower high. Same as all the other altcoins that we're covering early on. Bearish. Downward sloping 200-week moving average may have just started happening. Let's see. So right there was 104.01, 103.63, 103.57. So downward sloping 200-week moving average is, you're right, not bullish. So there you go. Weekly chart, expect bounces. Daily chart, expect bounces. But it looks weak. And it's going to take time. So there you go. With that, let's wrap this up with Bitcoin. Just keep an eye on it. 68,265. Not much happening. We already kind of mapped out. Still talking about these levels over here. Still talking about the 200-week moving average over here. Woo! I just want to say thank you for all of your support. Thank you for smashing the like button. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for reposting the stream. And we will continue to sniper the markets together every single day that the stock market is open, as long as we're able and willing to jump on a stream, assuming we're not sick or anything. We'll continue to do it every day the stock market is open. So with that, hope you have a good rest of your day. Appreciate all of you. Have a good evening, and we'll see you on tomorrow's live stream. Thank you, and adios.